G'day and welcome back to the Coffey Break channel, where we're attempting on taking this trail craft right there, east coast to west coast, Tweed Heads to Broome. At the moment we are fully getting belted by the weather. We're stuck in the rain and the wind and we don't really know when it's going to let up. I'm going to try and, I don't even know what I'm going to do throughout this video, but we're going to try and get some activities done somehow. It's pretty horrible for everything, fishing, and I don't really know else what we can do in here. We're in Mourilyan Harbour. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's about an hour, not an hour, 10 minutes south of Innisfail. Pretty much up there somewhere. The weather is absolutely brutal. We're going to get a few things off the boat while we're here, the tender, and declutter a bit. Bonds is actually going to be getting picked up as well. She's coming back on. I don't know if she's made the right call, but she's coming back on. Yep. We're in it, and I don't know how we're going to get to the top, but we're going to get there. That's where we are today. I was asked in the last episode too about what I did for work, and I did window glazing for a while. Sikaflex is and silicon is very involved with window glazing. It was one of the worst parts of the job, was sealing up. I never got good at it, so this would have come in real handy if I actually put my if I actually tried with it, but I hated it. I left that one to Benny boys. You like that one there, Ben? But Dad's doing a pretty good job here. We're having water come from when we're anchored, because the boat's not tilted like that, it's tilted like that. The water's been coming back up the front and into the front of the boat and then down into the hull. So yeah, sealing it up. Look who we've got back here. She couldn't leave us.
Could not leave.
She's back on the journey. She said she was scared of crocodiles, but she was more scared of the humans in Sydney, so she's come back on the boat. Maybe they're a bit scared of her too. One of my good friends' dad has given Dad a bit of a town run. We've got another crab trap because we had our last one stolen. To be honest, the last couple of weeks has been chaos from both ends, I think.
Yeah, chaotic.
It hasn't been easy,
but I'm very glad to be back on, and
yeah,
even though the weather's
terrible,
not too good, it's amazing
yeah,
to be back. When I saw the boat, like, my heart felt safe. I love it. I'm addicted.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a rough road ahead, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. I got Terry here, Lockie's dad, in WA.
Oh God, we're in.
You're right.
You whacker.
He's going to take the tender for us. He's possibly going to Weeper, and he's going to get some weight off the boat for this next stint we're on. But Lockie is his son, and he does the whale shark tours in Exmouth, and we've done a lot of cool adventures together. And it's funny.
Not as me as you guys.
It's funny how it all works out. Things. He was just sort of met at the boat ramp today, and now he's taking the tender.
Yeah, too good. Excellent.
I reckon it's 60.
Well, today.
Especially when it's wet.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It fell in the water.
Fell in the water.
I dropped my phone in the water, so I'm trying to magnet it up. Even Bubs was like, get me back to the boat. We found a toilet at this little boat ramp.
And shower.
And there's a shower in there, and when we got here the shower tap was just spinning. But you could get a pair of pliers on there and turn it on. I went in there the other day, turned it on, put my hand under it, cold, 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 hot shower. In the rain, it's just been so nice to have a hot shower. Netted up a bucket of hardy heads. We can't seem to get many mullet or herring. It's not the greatest bait, but it's what we got. But look how many of these little fish are here. Putting over into this little cove over here where we're gonna send some live baits out. Hope for the best.
The way we like it.
Oh, you like it like that?
Oh, we like the change. We like the sunshine and a bit of rain's nice, not too much rain.
Not too much rain. Got two live baits sitting out the back.
What is it?
It's a baby mangrove jack.
You're kidding. Where'd you get that on?
On the hard head. I don't know what species of fish this is, but it's f***ing cool.
Looks like a f***ing flathead.
It does, eh?
It is a f***ing flathead. Bubbies, get over here.
Look at that thing.
That's a flathead for sure.
Yeah, some type of flathead. You guys have... A lot of the places we're going to, we're catching so many new species because obviously we're going to so many different places, but that's some sort of cool looking flathead. Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm pretty stoked on that actually. Look at the eyes on it, Dad.
I'd have eyes like that if I was swimming around
They look-
the country.
They look like
They look like your eyes.
incredible, eh? See you, buddy. Yeah.
How's it all going?
Oh, I don't know.
What are you worried about?
Anchor pulling, swinging into this mangrove. If that wind gets any stronger.
Are we pulling?
No, we're not.
You chucked the kettle in front of
Swinging a bit.
Huh?
We're swinging a lot.
Oh my god.
Is your bed wet?
Yeah.
Come in here. Come in and get cozy.
Might as well just pack this thing up for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing in my swamp?
It's nice in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, with that light off. I won't go back to sleep, so I can...
Oh, she wants to come up here to me and Jackson was stopping her just then.
Yeah, because she was under my arms and then you made me turn around and put my legs half out of the cabin because I'm only allowed half in here. was a pretty radical night. Just chucking a foil on the boat. We've really researched into them, and there's a chance it really might help us in the following sea, plus drive with less red. We really looked into trim tabs as well. Trim tabs aren't that great, don't make that much of a difference in the following sea. We've been researching it a lot the last week. This boat, with or without the weight, has always been a tricky boat to drive in a following sea because it's such a wide boat. It does track a lot. Track, you know, like when you're going down a wave, it wants to pull a bit. That's why you see us somewhere on the boat, we're sort of driving like that a lot of the time. So we're going to see how this goes. And when you're driving in a following sea, you really want to try and trim up as high as you can, so that instead of the boat sort of nosing down the waves, you're sort of driving a little bit tail high to keep yourself from tracking. Land your side, I'm going to hold line, is that? No, just You wouldn't believe it, but at the dock there's a bit of a beauty salon going on. One's just doing the nails and Dad's getting rid of the trim.
It's a beauty salon.
It is piercing down. 3 blokes in a tinny working for a fish in the rain. They don't look like they even care. That right there is why fishermen are so gangster. Who would want to go out and do that other than bloody fishermen? Or to probably catch a barra and let it go. Good on them. In Queensland, crab's got to be 15 centimetres across. He's about 14. So, anyway. The size of that nipper on that one, compared to that one. Must have been a regrown nipper, that left one. This one is actually 15. It's pretty full. And you see in the last video how I talked about the male crab has a triangular belly. The female has one like that. And then obviously his bore is a lot bigger. I mean, I can eat this crab, but he's only just legal and I'll let him go. Wait until we get some bigger ones. Good morning. Looks like this morning we're getting out of this river. There's still a bit of wind out to sea, but we've put the foil on the boat. We've got a lot less weight and we've got a lot less fuel. So we're pretty confident in getting to Cairns today. It's been a pretty brutal week. We've been in this river and it really hasn't stopped raining. It's actually been I wouldn't say, I'd probably say it's been a pretty tough week. Would you, Dad? It's just, yeah, but we got a lot of stuff done while we were here. So, but yeah, it's been wet, very wet, and I haven't been catching a hell of a lot of fish. But that's all right. We are going to keep tracking north, and when we get to Cairns, we've got a few other little things we're going to be organising there. But yeah, we got 80 k's from here to Cairns, and we're ready to rock and roll. Some facts we learned about this joint while we're here, because we were here for a while. This is the largest sugar exportation port in Australia, and this wasn't a surprise, this fact. This is the wettest most millage of rain place in Australia. No surprises there. Ocean's been pretty good so far. We're about 30 kilometres outside of Cairns. We are about to go through a bit of a storm. Looks like there's a bit of a wind with it. We're hugging the coast today, which we couldn't do the other day when we went around the island. If you can hug the coast and not have to go around the islands, it's really going to help us out because there's a lot more current and ocean joggle now wider. But along the coast here, it's not too bad. Something to think about for you guys if you're travelling up the coast. When you do go around the islands and when you do go around headlands, it's the most dangerous time to be on your boat because the currents are unpredictable and they're usually twice as strong as when you're just going along the coast when there's just like sort of a similar headland. But yeah, we're going pretty good today. Obviously the ocean is a whole different world today than what it was the other day. But the trim on the boat seems to be stopping us slack a little bit. Dad's driving at a lower rev, so I do think it's really helped out. Plus, having eliminated all that weight has helped out obviously a lot as well. It's a bit different driving close to the coast when you don't have. So we've got a reef the whole way up to the top of the country that does protect you from ocean swell. So it's a little bit different when you're going along the New South Wales and south of Queensland coast. Driving along there, you don't have the outer reef and you get a lot more swell along the coast. Whereas here, most of the swell you do get is just from wind swell, which can only generate within 30 k's. You have to be quite a big swell to actually have waves coming over that reef and then refracting into here. Green's the new blue. Green is the new blue. Just white capping, so the wind's probably blowing 15 knots. That's usually when you start seeing white cap. Green peace boat. I've never seen one before. Good. You like green peace? Happy days. This is epic. Bit of civilization. Shush. Oh my god. Shush. I got you on camera here. We got Jeff right here. He's Jethro. Shush, Bubs. It is. Jethro's pretty used to the camera being on Buddy Bondi Rescue.
Those days are over, mate. Those days are over.
Make someone jump overboard.
Bonnie.
Have we met?
No, we haven't. Pleasure to meet you. Yeah, Jethro worked as a lifesaver on Bondi Rescue. Some of these people in here might have seen him on there before, rescuing a few people. You may have. And then we met him travelling around in WA at the northwest last year with his partner Misty. And yeah, it was just, he's working up here now on the helicopters, and
yeah, it's been a big mission going from Bondi Beach to living in the car and travelling WA, meeting folk like you and fishing and surfing, and now it's brought me to Cairns. Yeah, working as a rescue crew officer in the helicopter up here. Life's an adventure, eh?
It is,
yeah,
it is, and I think you're a character who's really, you know, travelling around Oz and taking advantage of how good this country is. And
you got it. There's opportunities at every corner. Take them, just like you guys are. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you got to have a crack. And
exactly.
You just see where you find yourself. Roll out of bed and go, oh yeah, we're in Cairns. Oh yeah, welcome to Cairns. Yeah, that's a different world up here.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, Jethro's just giving us a hand today with the fuel and going to Kings. And then we're going to have a bit of a couple beers tonight, I reckon.
Yeah, in the Palace.
In the Palace.
Pizza and some beers in the Palace. Man, the dance floor and everything on this thing.
Blow out there, and that would have been
I've showed this earlier in the video, but this is a bigger one. This is a 36 amp hour one. And what we got with it, so this charges my laptop. This thing lasts days, like literally days. Charges everything, laptops, your phones and all that. But what you do is, we've been charging off the generator and it seems to take a little bit longer to charge off the generator. We just had this on the roof. We plugged it in, it was on about 1 bar. And with this solar panel, fully charged within about an hour and a half.
No, it's probably about 3 hours fully charged.
3 hours fully charged.
But the thing is, that works unreal for us.
Yeah. They didn't have the lithium battery while we're there. We're getting a 120 amp lithium battery, but we got this box. This one here. And you plug your fridges and that into it, but it's a nice watertight box. We've had a lot of water getting on that old box. The inverter, or what's it called? The solar controller and everything's in the top here, so it's literally
it's still working.
Yeah, it's literally, yeah, it's still working, the other one, but we're just making it a bit more watertight, and having lithium, we're just going to have a little bit more extra power time. But it's just plug and play, so when we get the new battery, we drop it in here, plug your, where's the other one? Plug your solar panel in there, and that's it, ready to go. So it's such a sick setup for your car, like simple, like go in there, buy the box, plug your solar in and plug your fridge in, and away you go. The Auto Sparky's mine, like that one has taken a job away from them. We're also going to be getting a fridge. This one's kind of on its way out. It's half working, half not working. And the King's fridge is 20 kilo lighter as well, plus the King's lithium battery is another 10 to 15 kilo lighter. So there's about 30 kilo that we're going to get off the boat as well, which we're trying our best to get rid of weight on the boat. So there's some products that are really going to help us out and change the battery setup. Before we weren't loving it, so now I think it's all going to be sorted. We're leaving Cairns Marina. Once we get outside the heads here, we're going to see if it's not too windy, we're going to head out to the reef. If it's a bit windy, we might just head up to Port Douglas. This marina, if you're ever coming past Cairns, Marla Marina, it's not cheap, but it's a hell place to stop. It's 70 bucks a night, but you're so close to everything, like going to the shop stand, it's just there. You've got a bunch of unreal restaurants along the front here, and it's just like a really nice, best marina. We haven't been to a lot of marinas, but this one's pretty cool.
And we had Danny, who was hanging out here. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Good people.
Good people. So we got some stuff done in there then. We're still going to wait for a few more things for Port Douglas, which will be pretty much Cooktown will be our last sort of town we stop at, but we're about to really hit the part of the coastline where we're going to be remote. Motor's misfiring a bit. We think we might have a bit of water in the fuel, so we're not heading out the reef. We're going to go straight to Port Douglas. We've got, it looks more like grit in the fuel bowl. So this is a fuel separator. If you get any boat, you should have one of these on here. If you get bad fuel or anything, it'll separate the water or grit or whatever, but it still can come through if you don't, get onto it. So we're thinking a little bit has gone through, but there's definitely at the bottom of that bowl there, it looks more like dirt than water. So we'll clean her out. We've got a spare fuel filter, so we're actually probably just going to replace the whole thing, because it looks like there's aluminium swarf in the filter, and that comes, we just spoke with Scotty Wisher, when you put a new tank in, that does actually happen.
We may have been swarfed.
We may have been swarfed. So we got the new filter here, we had a spare one. We'll take the old one off. We don't have a bowl, so we'll just clean out the original bowl with a bit of fuel, get that crap out of it. It's definitely starving for fuel when we're going faster. I'm pretty positive it's going to be this issue. I'm hoping so. So as you can see in the bottom of that bowl there, there's aluminium slaw and a fair bit of shit in there. Yeah. Well, we think we've found the issue, but we don't know how to fix it just yet. Fuel is not getting through to the motor. See how that should be, that's sucked right in.
It could be the filter head.
Might be the filter head, hey?
Yeah.
And then same with the little motor, that one's got the same thing going on. So it's not pulling fuel through the lines properly.
It's trying to suck, but it's not getting there. Well, we know where we're at now anyway. It sucks, but it can't.
That's gonna be so
We got the hatch open and that bloody...
I'm great.
Oh my
There's
god.
just a puddle of like, there's so much water in there.
Alright, let me pass you this stuff. It's always just, it never ends, does it? We've made ourselves to Port Douglas. Unfortunately, we're having the fuel issues, so we can't head out to the reef, but it is beautiful in here. It does show a fair bit of wind, a lot wider. While we're in Port Douglas, we're getting the NIS Pro reversed. So we have a NIS Pro tune on our boat, and what that does is you tune your motor and it supposedly gives you better fuel economy. We haven't necessarily noticed much of a difference, but not only does it give you better fuel economy, it makes the boat go faster. And as you've seen along the journey, we've had 95, we've been trying to get 95 as much as possible. Now we're coming into the territory where we'll only be able to get 91 for a long time. The guy who put the NIS Pro on there said that we could run the boat with 91. It's not advised, but you can do it. Before we went to fill up at Townsville, you've seen us do it with the Jerry's there. We just called him to double check, and there was another guy working and he said absolutely not, you cannot use 91 with the NIS Pro tune. So it was a little bit of a stuff up. So when they come, they're going to meet us at the marina here in a couple days, and they're going to be reversing the tune on our boat. So at the moment we've actually had a 333 motor. We're going to be going back to the 225, and then we're going to be able to get 91. So that was a bit of a lesson learnt there, and something interesting for you guys to know as well. If you're thinking of getting the NIS Pro done, you really cannot drive it unless you have 95. I'm sure a few people on here will have, in the comment section's going to have different opinions on it, but as we're going remote, I don't want that in the back of my mind one little bit. If we've got 91 in there, that's going to fail with the engine. So we're getting it reversed, and yeah, here you go, there's Bubs on the back deck. Keep going, Bubbies.
Don't walk in it. You finished? Good girl.
So that's where she goes, just to give you proof. This town,
Yes,
this river is just loaded with boats.
Guess what, Jackson? We're in a marina.
Look at these things.
Get close to that boat. Captain Jack Sparrow. Eve. Eve. Duck. Yeah.
We had a pretty cruisy arvo once we got in the marina. Tomorrow we just got to muck around with the motor for a bit longer and hopefully sort out that fuel issue that we've had going on. So yeah, we've just got another day or two in this marina sorting issues out. I think we might try and shoot up to Daintree tomorrow and have a look there. and then we obviously got to get the Nispro tune done. Alrighty, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Said he was going to plough right into us.
With day 2 of trying to find the issue, we've bypassed this. We think it could be in that. It's actually not holding the greatest pressure. So we're going to give it a burn, see if it starts spluttering. If it starts spluttering, we're going to open up the fuel tank as we drive, and that might be causing an air trap so that the fuel's not flowing through the line properly. If that doesn't work, the air in from like the pressurizing, the tank gets pressurized. If that doesn't work, we're going to rig this up to the big motor, and if that bulb sucks in with that little thing there, then it's going to be something in the engine, a fuel thing in the engine. Just going through the mouth of the Daintree river at the moment, and I watched a bit of a documentary on it last night just to refresh my memory on the joint, and I just wrote down some cool facts that I read out, I was listening to, and one of them was, this is one of the oldest tropical rainforests on Earth, older than the Amazon by 10 million years, outliving the dinosaurs and the Ice Age. So this has been here for a bloody long time. It's home to half of Australia's bird life. When we head north of this river, which won't be for a couple of days, we go past Cape Tribulation Bay, and that is a pretty special part of Australia and the world, as it's the only place on Earth that has 2 World Heritage Sites that meet each other, which is the Great Barrier Reef and the Daintree rainforest. There's actually been a few people eaten in here before. One of them was a horror story. I read it last night. About 40 years ago, they were swimming in the night in a really shallow creek, and a croc come along. There was 3 of them in the water. Croc come along and grabbed the girl. She was never seen again. They reckon the croc was 17 feet long, and yeah, I guess they never caught the croc and never found exactly what happened there. But I keep getting really blown away by people swimming around in these waters. It's crazy to me. I don't even want to bloody sit on the side of the boat anymore, and you hear of so many people swimming around in these croc rivers. Dying from a croc, to me, is the worst way to die. Imagine how terrifying it would be getting eaten. Test run went well. We've sorted out, we think we've resolved the issue, and I think it was an accumulation of things, from the fuel bulb to the dirty bowl to we tidied up a few of the lines. There's a little bit of a kink in one. Seems to be running well. You getting a haircut?
She's wagging her tail thinking you're going to save her.
So he's ripping out the ECU. Am I saying the right word there?
That's it, mate. Engine control unit.
Before I sort of was. I'm not writing off Nispro in any way. It's just you can't run 91 with it. If you're going to be in a town where you can actually get 95, they're a great thing to have. But if you're going remote like we are, it's not worth it. That's what your ECU looks like. That's your computer, I guess.
That's it. That's the brains.
That's the brains. So Chris has taken the ECU back to the shop. While he's taking it there, I've been asked a bit about props. So we had a bigger prop for the bigger, because we had more power. Now that we have back to normal again, this is the prop we'll be going to. I think it's a little bit of a smaller pitch. Is that right, Dad?
Yeah, the other one's 17, that one's 15.
Other one's 17, this one's 15. And he said this is perfect for our motor, and prior it worked good. And we have the 4-blade prop because with the heavier boat, it has more power and holds you a bit more stable than with the 3-blade. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they say. They say that it gives it a bit more stability and gets you out of the hole a bit quicker.
Yeah.
I thought when I put that on in Exmouth last year, and I thought it was a lot better.
Yeah. Well, we have it behind us. You can see this cat. Try and guess in the comment section how much that thing's worth. I'll put the comment with how much it's worth in there. Carbon fibre. Catamaran.
It weighs 7 tonne.
Weighs 7 tonne. It's a wind speed boat.
It's 52 foot.
A wind speed boat, which means if the wind's blowing 10 knots, the boat's going 10 knots. A pretty incredible piece of equipment there. I'll just get a bit of a closer shot, but try and guess how much that thing's worth.
But very much of one of the most reliable. In America.
You talk us through the boats that you make.
So yeah, I'm from I own Port Douglas Marine here in Port Douglas, obviously. Just come down to help out these guys with a couple of little issues, but yeah, we keep pretty busy up here. Sell our own fiberglass boats that are made here locally in Port Douglas. So they're carbine boats. You've probably heard about them, but they're very much designed. Yeah, they're sort of very much tailored to our conditions up here, up in the reef where we can get pretty harsh conditions. So like deep V fiberglass boats, good for doing long runs offshore and staying dry and comfortable, and spearfishing, fishing, all that sort of stuff.
Awesome.
We do everything from like a 5.3 metre up to a just over an 8 metre boat now.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
yeah,
that's a big boat.
we've got the Lady Douglas, our little local cocktail boat coming through up here. It's a great little
Was that the cocktail boat?
yeah, so they'll
I know where that boat is.
they do beers, canapes, and yeah, croc spotting, wildlife. Lady Douglas is probably one of the first boats to ever operate out of Port Douglas here. It's been around for many years now, owned by a local family. So if you're ever up here, it is a great booze cruise as well. As far as the reef goes, you know, we got fantastic reef very close to us. Where Port Douglas is actually the closest town to the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah,
really?
In comparison to places like Townsville, Mackay, you know, Early Beach and that, we're only, probably our closest real reef is only 12 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are very,
It's got
very
everything.
close. Yeah.
Like all the rivers here are mental. You've got the Daintree River,
Daintree River, yeah.
and then this place is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you've got the reefs really close.
The landslides we had a few years ago, where you might have seen footage on the news of the Bloomfield River, the small indigenous community of Wudju just completely flooding, like water, you know, higher than you could ever imagine. You know, water that's risen over 20 metres above sea level. What that water's done to the cliff has literally taken out mountains and created new islands.
Oh, kidding.
So, yeah, if you can hug the coast on your way up, you'll see some really cool stuff there. I love the coast between here and Cooktown. Is amazing.
Okay,
You
cool.
know, you see these super high mountain ranges meeting the reef, and just reminds you of you know what it would have been like back in the prehistoric days. You know, obviously crocodiles are still around, but back you know, when Jurassic Park was a thing. I think. If you ever get stuck any up further, like obviously Cam's going to help you out up there, but you know, we all know people all the way up the coast and that, or you can get some parts sent to you or whatever. So I've got a lot of mates in Weeper when you get around the other side too. So yeah, just keep in touch if you need anything.
That'll come to the end of this video. We're about to enter some of the best parts of the country. Along the way, you're coming along the journey with all the highs and lows and the fixing things, and this is part of what this journey is. You know, it doesn't always go right, and things are, we're fixing them, and if you're thinking of doing a trip like this is what you're going to be in for. The weather's not always great. The sun's out now, but we are coming into the best part of the country, and we'll see you next Sunday. We're going to be heading north.
Is it the best part of the country?
I think it's going to be one of the best parts of the trip in the next few weeks.
That's a big segment.
I'm excited. I think we're all excited. And we've pretty much got everything really organised. We only have to do one more stop in at Cooktown, get both the motors serviced there. Once we've done that, we're going remote, Barramundi, on the reef. And I've got a bunch of people I'm meeting up with along the way that are some of the most unique characters, I think, in Australia. So, catch you later.